Now, there are other similar projects out there. The Khan Academy is a series of video tutorials on math and other subjects recorded by Mr. Khan. He was originally a hedge fund analyst, and he started making these videos on YouTube for his nieces that he was tutoring in math. He has started using his videos in a couple of small middle schools to flip their math curriculum, and he is the inspiration for the flipped classroom. The School of One is also very similar. It's similar in that each student is at a different point. They have a learning algorithm to determine what each student will do that day, whether it be individual work, small group work, large group with the teacher. They are very similar in their personalization of education, but our implementations are different. So how will Dimmi do things differently? Well, first off, as I said before, we are flipping the classroom. That means all direct content, didactic instruction, lectures, all of the facts and figures will be delivered outside of the classroom. This will be via videos, podcasts, readings, recorded PowerPoint lectures such as this one, or any other resource that can be delivered without the teacher being present. That means class time, in-class time, will be used as a workshop time to apply that knowledge. So it will be used for working on projects and papers and math problems and applying the knowledge in ways that would traditionally be done in homework, but it would be done in class time where I, as the student, have my peers who can help me and who I can work with, and I also have two teachers in the room who can help me understand and apply the content. Assessment is one of the other big differences between Dimmi and any other school. Each student will have a unique assessment for each content standard. And what that means is that every student, as they approach the next content standard that has to be fulfilled, they will have a conversation with the teacher. They will determine, with the teacher's help, what they will do as an assessment to prove their knowledge of a given content standard. Now, that means I could write a paper and you could do a project, whereas someone else might do a presentation and a fourth person could do a traditional test, and a fifth person could respond to 10 short essay questions. Dimmi believes that as long as a student proves mastery of the content and proves mastery of the standard, the form of the proof is immaterial. It doesn't matter to me as the teacher how you prove to me that you know the material. What matters to me is that you know it. Now, progress through Dimmi is very flexible. Students prove their knowledge to the teacher for each standard, and you may not move on until mastery has been proven. This is especially true in a subject such as math or science, where each standard builds upon the last. But once you undertake a given content standard, in a class, you are working on that standard until you have finished it. If it takes you 3 days to fulfill a content standard, that's great. If it takes you a week and a half, that's great. If it takes you a month because, this particular concept is really hard for you to grasp, that's fine. You can progress at your own pace through Dimmi. So why Dimmi? Well, as I've said, Dimmi allows each student to work at their own pace, and we embrace that difference. We know that every child is different. Everyone knows that. And we are embracing that difference. So instead of having a class of 20 students where we have 20 different points of understanding, But the teacher is standing at the front of the room and saying, well, we're studying the beginnings of the Civil War today, and that's where we are, regardless of the fact that, one student has read ahead into the book and is curious about World War I, whereas one student is still confused about the Revolutionary War. Dimmi allows these students to move at their own pace and to gain their own understanding, so that there's no student who's sitting in class bored out of their mind because they already get it, and there's no student who's sitting there absolutely baffled because they have no idea what's going on. Dimmi embraces this difference. So a typical day at school for a student might look like something like this list here. Each period is an hour long, and there is an hour-long lunch period. There is physical education every day, at least 1 hour, and both the arts and foreign language are essential aspects of the school. So you could see, history, you're working on a paper in class, whereas in English you're having small group discussions about a book, and in biology you're running an experiment. While in this same class, another student in history might be working on a presentation that they will give to class about slavery. In biology, a student might be working on worksheets and diagrams of the animal cell. And in English, there's another group reading Remains of the Day, and a further group reading Pride and Prejudice, and one person reading Wuthering Heights because they didn't want to read any of the other books that were chosen. How can you as a stakeholder help? Well, there are several things aside from the obvious financial support, which is greatly appreciated. Because the classroom is flipped and all content is delivered remotely at home, anyone can create content. Content is needed in all subject areas, and whatever you know best, whether you're the World War II buff in your family, or if you are a great cook, or if you are a mathematician, or if you are a financial analyst, or if you are a lawyer, whatever you are an expert in, whatever you know best, either write it down as a reading, or record your voice in a podcast, or make a video, or make a PowerPoint presentation, and share your knowledge with the students. In addition to the traditional curriculum of math and science and English and social studies, there is also, as I've said before, physical education, which is required every day. So if you know the best way to do crunches, make a video of it, share it with the students. If there is also a life skills curriculum, and this life skills curriculum covers everything from how to do your laundry and how to cook a meal, to health and nutrition, to personal finance and credit cards. It covers the gamut of skills that students need to know to survive out in the real world. So if you are a financial analyst and you understand how credit cards work, make a video, teach it to the students. So whatever you know best, share that expertise. That is the best way that you can help the Dimmi School. Now, I want you to know that there are many links and citations in the More Info bar next to this video, along with readings and other sources. I want to thank you very much, and I hope that you are interested in the Dimmi School and that I have inspired you to maybe send your child to the Dimmi School. My name is Lucas Cook, and I am the founder of the Dimmi School, and I can be reached at lucasdcook@gmail.com. Thank you very much.